Hello there. So today we're going to continue our series on Disney planning, and we're going to discuss a little bit of our experiences about early morning magic.
Now, if you haven't heard about early morning magic, this is an opportunity to get into the park about an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and a half before everybody else. First off, it is an extra ticketed event, so you need a ticket to get into the park, and then there is an extra cost on top of your park ticket. We did it at Toy Story Land back in our July 2019 vacation, but we just saw that there are now times available for December and November 2019 in the Magic Kingdom. So we thought we'd tell you a little bit about our experience with the Toy Story early morning magic, so you could decide if you might want to do the Magic Kingdom.
And there are some similarities and differences, and we'll kind of point those out as we go through it.
So the first thing is what opportunities are available for you if you do go to the early morning magic at the Magic Kingdom. It's basically everything in Fantasyland. You can go on Small World, Peter Pan's Flight, the Mad Tea Party, Under the Sea Adventures with Ariel, Princess Fairy Tale Hall is open, in addition to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh.
And in addition to that, you also do get a breakfast. The breakfast location now for Magic Kingdom is at Cosmic Rays, which is right in between kind of where Fantasyland and heading into Tomorrowland. It used to, if anyone's ever done it before, that is a change, I think, from what it used to be. It used to be at Pinocchio's Village House, but that you get breakfast, which is included in the price of the ticket.
And as far as breakfast, you get eggs, bacon, sausage, you get pancakes, breakfast potatoes, and then a lot of the same kind of pastries and fruit and things that we'll show you that was available at our early morning magic at Hollywood Studios. The hours for the Magic Kingdom early morning magic are 7:45 to 9 as far as your ride time. You can get there at 7:30, but then you can't actually get onto the ride. So that's 15 minutes less than we had for ours. And before we talk about ours, last is the cost. The cost is $89 for adults and $79 for children ages 3 to 9.
So at Hollywood Studios, our experiences was just a little bit different. We were able actually to get into the park at 7 o'clock for a 7:30 park open with all of the rides. Now, the one nice thing was in that half an hour between when we arrived and all the rides started operating, we were actually able to go over to the breakfast area and we could get some morning coffee, some pastries, and you actually didn't have to order your regular entree breakfast yet, which we didn't. So we kind of had a first breakfast, and then we went on a whole bunch of different rides, and then we, at the end of it, once the park had actually opened after 9 o'clock, we headed up about 9:30, we headed back over and had kind of second breakfast.
And that's something that you wouldn't be able to do at the Magic Kingdom, only because Cosmic Rays doesn't open until 8 o'clock. It does stay open until 10, so you could wait until 10 o'clock, but you wouldn't have necessarily that before everything opens first breakfast opportunity.
And I think that would be our suggestion, is that you've got limited time to ride the rides. That is the bulk of what you're paying for. So don't, for lack of a term, waste your park time eating, since you can eat once the regular parks open and the lines are starting to get more crowded anyway.
And I do think that that lack of crowds is the biggest advantage. When we went, I would say there was maybe 200 people when we got into Toy Story Land. So especially since Peter Pan's Flight and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train are on that list of rides that will be open, if you have little ones where you weren't necessarily able to get a fast pass and you know that they want to go on that ride, we did it because we were able to get on Slinky Dog during that time. We rode Slinky Dog 3 times, Toy Story Mania twice, and Alien Swirling Saucers once. And just not having that stress of having to worry about getting the fast pass for Slinky Dog, for us, it made it worth it.
And I would say definitely that, for me personally, just planning it was the biggest thing that was nice to be able to not worry about. We had not been to Toy Story Land, so we knew that was the things that we wanted to see, and it was nice when we were going through our planning for the rest of our trip, knowing, all right, we don't have to worry about seeing that because we know we're guaranteed to see the things we want to see and ride the rides we want to ride during that morning time. And it made the rest of the trip a lot easier to plan as well, which was nice.
So I think the biggest advantage, like we said, is you're going to get access to an area of the park that can get pretty crowded, and you're going to have a limited number of people with you. You also have your breakfast for that day taken care of, so that's another consideration. I think as far as the negatives for the Magic Kingdom is that you do have 15 minutes less time, and the breakfast is a little bit more continental than it seemed to be at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, at the Hollywood Studios one, you got a actual entree you got to order, where the Magic Kingdom one is a little bit more buffet style. So it's the kind of thing where it depends on what you want out of breakfast food as well. That may be something that you like, or you just like to kind of think about what you want for the food, I think, when you're planning. The one final tip, if you're not so sure about spending the $89 for the early morning Magic ticket, and one of our best tips that we found from our last trip was actually going and getting a pre-park opening dining reservation at Be Our Guest. If you can get between 8 and 8:30 at Be Our Guest, you can go in, you'll get in before the park opens, and you don't even have to order the full breakfast when you go, but you get out before the rest of the park opens. And what they do is they line everyone up that's at the restaurant, particularly for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, which is usually that really hard fast pass to get. When we went on the last trip in July, we did that. We were maybe out of the restaurant 10 minutes before 9 o'clock, and we were off of the ride by 9:05.
Yeah.
So we basically walked
on
all the way through the line, got on and rode it, and it was really not only that ride, but then we were able to bounce around to a couple of the other rides within Fantasyland pretty quickly with very, very short lines. So it's a way to get some of the same benefits for a different cost.
And I'll definitely put a link to that, our last day, day 8 of July, so you can see exactly what we were able to do and compare for yourself. And as far as price goes, the $89 is your price for the early morning Magic. Regular breakfast at Be Our Guest is $29. The Master's Cupcake is $5.
So yeah, as long as you order anything in the restaurant, you can go in.
So you could give your kids cupcakes for breakfast and then hit all those rides. $5. So hopefully this helped you in your own planning. As I said, leave a comment if you have any further questions. Definitely like this video if it helped you out. Subscribe to see all of our future adventures, including our next trip coming up. And with that,
we invite you to set your imaginations free.